Blessed day to everyone. So today, what we will be making is spaghetti alla puttanesca. And but before we begin and enter the kitchen, I just like to describe a little bit about the recipe. My name is Dr. Melissa Grace Season Oreta. I'm also a chef by profession. Allow me to share my screen. So the dish is called spaghetti alla puttanesca. So it's a very short slide, but it will just give you a little bit of history about the dish that we're cooking. Um, Basically, spaghetti alla puttanesca, pronounced as puttanesca, is Italian dish. It was invented in Naples around the 20th century, and it's typically with tomatoes, olive oil, olives, anchovies, chili peppers, capers, garlic, with spaghetti pasta. There are a lot of variations you see. Some actually use penne, some use fusilli, some even use the ribbon pasta or angel hair. Um, the important dish here is anchovies because it adds the salt, right? And then the tomatoes we use are actually the canned tomatoes. So a little bit of history about Puttanesca. It means you did not misread no what you're seeing in the screen. It's a horse sauce. No? Kaya nga the root word is P-U-T-T-A. So bahala na kayo mag-pronounce sa sarili ninyong mga sa sarili ninyo, and I hope you don't pronounce it loud, right? But literally, that's one of the reasons why this dish was created, because people in that profession, no, would go home early in the morning or really late at night. So the market's not yet open, so there's nothing fresh to buy. So basically, kung ano na sa cupboard nila, the bottled olives, the bottled green olives, the anchovies, that's what they mixed together, and then they created it into this beautiful sauce. No, this sauce is actually good to learn. It's not only for pasta, but it's a very versatile sauce. You can actually just pan fry fish and put this sauce over it. No? So especially for those who are doing keto or gluten free, this is something that you can do. No, or you can even just grill chicken breast, and then this is the sauce that you make. No? So it's a very versatile sauce, and in fact, it keeps well for a very long time. No? So that's the history about it. So I hope you all enjoy, and let's enter the kitchen. See you there. Sige, so yung heat, okay. So again, just like what we said, because of the nature or history of Puttanesca, how it was invented, most of the ingredients, you don't really need fresh ingredients. A lot of them is actually found in your cupboard, no? Meaning matagal mag-expire. So, we'll just, the more garlic, the better actually. But pwedeng less, pwedeng more, but you know, you want more taste. And then as that is happening, that's when I start putting my salt, no? Just so it starts building flavor. No? So as I'm doing my sauteing, that's when I add my salt. So let me get the pepper. So we have to slow down a little bit on our salt kasi nga, the saltiness will come from the anchovies. Normally, when we cook here no, in the Philippines, when we make our pasta, a lot of times, we're tempted to add sugar. But it just really takes patience. So here I'm adding the anchovies, which really is for the salt. But it just needs patience for you to cook the tomatoes para hindi siya ganun kaasin. Naintindihan ko why people like to add sugar. It's to take out the sourness, no? Or it's not really sour, but the tartiness of the tomatoes. So there you go. Then we're gonna cook. So when if you're using siling labuyo, that's okay. You can do that also. But if you're using chili flakes, such as dried ones, it's nice to cook it in advance because it's been just to wake it up. And of course, this is canned tomatoes. Any brand will do. There you go. So like what I said, the trick is to cook the tomatoes para mawala ang pagka-tartiness, no? I don't want to say maasim kasi hindi naman talaga siya maasim like manggang hilaw or vinegar. Tomato it's a little bit more flavorful, no, than that. So for me, I'd call it a bit tartness, no? Parang yogurt na may konting masarap na tartness. Then of course, we're using fresh herbs. If I was using dried herbs, I would add it instantly here, but since it's fresh, you add it on the last minute. So now you just start simmering it. So, ganun lang siya kabilis, no? So you simmer it for about 10-15 minutes, and then we'll toss it with some pasta. So I hope I'll become a grandmother. This one, if you notice, na-reduce na, no? If you notice it, hardly, wala nang asim. Simply because pinagtsagaan natin, no? We were actually simmering. But it adds a little bit of salt. I'm gonna add. And just a little bit more pepper. To adjust the salt and pepper. You have to remember, we're gonna add pasta. So, kung ano man yung salt level niya, mas mababawasan pa siya. Okay. So, here's my seed. I add a little bit of cream. Just that little. Just so it's more well-balanced. And just to make sure whatever tartiness there is, malalasan ko siya. Now we're gonna mix the pasta. Here, the parsley. And then later we're gonna add some basil, fresh basil, as we do the plating. And the pasta has been pre-cooked. I think you all remember that. It has to be al dente. One. Beautiful color. So here's that Puttanesca. Okay, now we'll go to our plating. Wait, kailangan tikman natin ito later. So basically, and some Parmesan cheese. Okay. So there you go. So for the food truck, you can just put some cheese, some basil. Probably just there for costing purposes. And there you go. For our bistro, okay, or casual dining, no?
I'm just putting the added sauce there. Olives. Some basil. Some garlic chips. So again, the difference is the plating and the portion size for the bistro style. And then cheese. And then there you go. Beautiful for our casual dining. Upsell it with a glass of wine. For the food truck, so it's simple and handy. You can sell it. It's actually very smooth, no? Very well-rounded. Kumbaga yung acidity or that sourness of tomatoes, the canned tomatoes, was actually already cooked. And then there's a very strong aroma of the garlic. Now you can smell it as you are actually sniffing or swiffing the smell, no? And you try to swirl it together, and you can still see the smoke. You can really smell it, and also the freshness of basil actually gives it another layer of flavor, no? And then after yung saltiness, it's not really yung straight into your vein salty, because the saltiness is really coming mostly from the anchovies. So it's something you couldn't figure out, and it happens at the tail end, no? When you taste it on your palate. Okay, so enjoy. It's our food truck version of our Puttanesca. And the other plating is our bistro style and casual dining.